please press the notification button so each time I post, you will get notified. Also, check me out my other platforms, my Telegram, my YouTube, my Rumble, and here on YouTube. So I came on. I gotta give you some news. So, I was on Rumble, and I haven't done a news update from the UN / the WHO. So I have to give you an update. Okay? And I would like to share it with you what I found. There's two parts to this. There's one part, it's like a 9-minute. And then there's another part when they all come together, more of them come together, and that one's like an hour and a minute. But today I can only do the 9-minute clip one, and then from that 9-minute clip one, I'm going to do later on when I get back home, because I have a doctor's appointment today. So I will, because that one's pretty long and I haven't watched the video yet, but I would like to watch it with you guys and hear your comments. I'm really interested. But let's go. I feel like a dog. You know, since I've been wearing this, it feels like a collar, right? This darn thing. So this darn thing feels like, you know how dogs feel when they get into surgery and then the doctors have to put these like cones on their heads. Now I know how they feel. Now I know how they feel. It sucks. I feel like a dog. The only thing is, I can take it off. Dogs can't take theirs off. But let's just say I've been having some problems since I've been having this on, meaning like my anxiety has been to the roof. But let's get to the video, because I can't be on too long. My kids are sleeping. And then I had some stupid comment. So I posted something last night about the moon, right? So I got a stupid comment from Melissa. I should post it. And she's like, I hear a kid in the background screaming. Yeah, they're my kids. And I was like literally right there. Like I just left for a second to go look at the moon while I knew where my kids were. Like literally, I didn't just abandon my kids, right? It was just the stupid comments, I swear to God. This is what happens when you're a single parent and your kids are attached to you to the hip. Lady. They want to know everything you're doing. They want to know everywhere you go. I don't get a break. I have my kids 24 hours, 7 days a week. Yes, I also homeschool my kids. So, not for the summer. We're taking a break. We'll be back at it in September. But I'm letting my kids enjoy their summer. All right? They had a long, hard year, okay? Because this was their first year being homeschooled. So they were adjusting just as well as we were adjusting. So, and kids are really hard to adjust. And plus, I have a kid that has ADHD and one that has autism. The one that has autism, he does go to school. But the one that has ADHD, he doesn't go to school. He's homeschooled. So, and if you can, homeschool your kids. It's the best decision you can ever make. Don't indoctrinate your children to the public school system because they're going to come out stupid. Especially the ideology that they're doing right now. It's ridiculous. But let's get to it. I'm going to turn the screen around.
With us here, of course, is Helen Clark, former Prime Minister of New Zealand and former coach of the independent panel for pandemic.
It is. It's supposed to be hot.
I think
whoa.
those who are here in this meeting
started without me.
Just with us now in the launch.
Whew. Sorry, guys. It started without me. It's like, get to it, Eve. Get to it. Let's go, man. Let's go. But, so I got the clip of the UN of what's gonna, like, what they're planning on doing for the next scamdemic, okay? It's going to be the next scamdemic. And then we have all the documentations on my Telegram. So if you don't have Telegram, please look me up. It's Angels of Enlightenment. I have all the documentation from the UN, the amendments, the handbook. I have it all. It's all there. I did all the homework for you. See, you didn't even have to do it. Wait, hold on. Actually, James did all the homework for us. So thank you, James. And then we were digging and we were looking and we came up with almost the same things that we were looking for. So But let's go. Actually, let's see. I didn't take out an angel card today. Let's see what angel is going to guide us today, actually. I want to open with that. I call on Archangel Michael. I invoke the powers of Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Ariel, Camille, Celestia, Celestine, Faith, Daniel, Metatron, San the Finn, and Uriel to please protect my energy, my space. Alright, let's see what angel we have today before we look at the video. I bet you it looks gorgeous on the roof. I bet you it looks really nice. The guy, well, my daughter's father, he's a contractor. And he's a roofer and he's a welder. When he used to send me pictures when he was doing roofing, oh my God, the pictures were amazing. They were so amazing. So no, I get it. All right, Holy Spirit, what angel is guiding us today? Wow. That's an angel that's guiding us today. Faith. Faith wants us to have sincerity within ourselves, especially within ourselves, so we can attract that. Okay? So we can attract sincere people too, because we're tired of it. You know, we're tired of attracting people that are, you know. Let's have our cup of Joe. It's not from Stewart's, it's my own. And that cup of Joe, it's really good. All right, so let's get to it. I'm gonna turn the camera around. And, sorry for the movement here. But I'm trying to show you up close. Okay. I think, can you guys see it? So these on this side of the screen, it's all the documentation. You guys can download it yourselves, do all the homework. But we're going to come to this video right here that we have right here. This one. And we're going to zoom it. And then we're going to get back to what she's talking about. I have the documentation on what she's talking about. All right. So here we go. We're going to see what the shenanigans they have to say. Let's see the shenanigans, guys. Because I want to laugh with you. We can laugh together. Hey, Glitch. We're glad you're part of the glitch in the Matrix. Do you want to see the glitch in the Matrix, Glitch? Look at this. It's going to be pretty cool. But let's see the shenanigans I got. I actually want to laugh with you guys. All right? Let's laugh together. Let's do it together.
With us here, of course, is Helen Clark, former Prime Minister of New Zealand and former coach of the Independent Panel for Pandemic Preparedness and Response. I think those who are here at this meeting were probably...
So this is for the next scandemic. So they're telling you what they're going to do for the next scandemic. Because, you know, we're in election season, right? We're in 2024. You know, this happened like 4 years ago. So we're going to listen to the next scamdemic, okay? Enjoy.
Just with us now in the launch. Mauricio Cardenas, who is the former Minister of Finance for Colombia, has also joined us, and former member of the Independent Panel. Anders Nordstrom is with us. Anders is a former Ambassador of Global Health for Sweden.
Two more
Secretariat of the Independent Panel 3 years ago. I think Joanne Liu is also joining us. If she's not online, she might be coming on soon. Former International President of MSF and also former member of the Independent Panel. So I think we will get right into questions. You should have a copy of the report. It's also up at www.theindependentpanel.org in the news release, and we'll be sending that out more widely. But I'll take questions, I think, as I see your hands raised, and I think we begin. So perhaps raise your hands. We're in a meeting format here today and not a webinar format. So once you are called, then you can also just ask your question, state your name, ask your question, and ask also who you'd like to direct that question to. Don't know if I'm seeing any questions. From the BMJ, I'm seeing Adrian O'Dowd here. Question is, this is in the chat, has the UK been particularly good or bad in terms of pandemic preparedness for possible future health threats when compared with other countries? And I think I can say too that we haven't done a country by country assessment, but maybe Helen Clark, I can ask you to speak to the overall sense we have of level of preparedness.
The overall sense of the level of preparedness is that we just don't know. I mean, some countries will have invested in and kept their capacities going. Others, it may well have gone way down the list of priorities on the basis that the dog's not barking at the moment. With respect to the UK, I think the Singapore minister had quite an interesting way of conceptualising what the response or relative responses of Asia and the West had been to COVID-19. That Asia had dealt with it as if it were SARS, and the West had dealt with it as if it were the flu, and you needed to ride it out. And I think if you look at the early response in the UK, it was a riding it out response, which quickly became untenable. But the question is, what has been learned by that? In the initial report that the independent...
Okay, so what has been learned by this that a lot of us we were not sheeple, and we didn't fall for the stupid shenanigans that they did, like forcing everybody to get all jabbed up. A lot of us didn't fall for it because a lot of us had common sense, and we did our research. And also, we printed out the patents for the Moderna, the Pfizer, and the Johnson & Johnson, which most of it's all the fucking same thing, okay? Because they had one patent, and they did what they did, all right? And now, as they called us conspiracy theorists, right? They called us conspiracy theorists. Look at the shenanigans they're still trying to pull for the next scamdemic, which I have a feeling they're going to try to pull it between now and elections, which elections in America and the US, if you guys don't know, it's on November 5th. So we have from now until November 5th with the shenanigans that they're going to try to pull. This is why I wanted you guys to see what's going on in the WHO and what's going on, because they have conferences all the time. And a lot of us are not aware about what they say because we're not attuned to what's going on. But the ones that are in tune and guided by God to expose the evil that's going to try to happen, this is why we're here. We're called to do our job as light workers. And this is our job, to expose the corrupt of what they're trying to do to all humanity. It's not just United States, it's every 198 countries. You know, that's the whole entire world that it's going to try to be. They're trying to enslave all of us. And here's the proof. Let's continue.
With us here,
oh wait,
is Helen Clark.
We fast forwarded too long, too much. Hold on.
UK priorities on the basis that
and there we go. Sorry.
The dog's not barking at the moment. With respect to the UK, I think the Singapore minister had quite an interesting way of conceptualising what the response or relative responses of Asia and the West had been to COVID-19. That Asia had dealt with it as if it were SARS, and the West had dealt with it as if it were the flu, and you needed to ride it out. And I think if you look at the early response in the UK, it was a riding it out response, which quickly became untenable. The question is, what has been learned by that? In the initial report that the independent panel did in May 2021, we called for every country to do a full review, a whole view of how they performed during COVID. Norway put its out quite early. The New Zealand one is still being worked on. Not sure to what extent the UK has done that. There's obviously been a lot of agonising about the response of what happened. But I think, again, to quote the Singapore Minister, be prepared for the worst to happen. Be prepared to think outside the box as to the kind of response. And I thought he had very useful sort of baseline guidelines around how you would implement social restrictions up to and including lockdowns, the need for access to medical countermeasures, and the need to maintain an adequate and competent health workforce. And just on that, our health workforce has been it's self-devastated by COVID, exhausted. Many have left the professions around the world. So there's a lot to build back from, which makes one wonder really how really good would be if the worst happened again soon.
Did you just hear what she just said? She said soon. So you know they're trying to do another scandemic. Did you hear the smirk on her face? She's like, oh, well, remember when that happened back in 2020? A lot of people, like a lot of doctors and nurses, left because they didn't want to get it, right? They didn't want to get the jab, right? Did you see the smirk on her face? She's like, well, what are they going to do now when we have another one? Which they're planning on. They're planning to have another one. Right? This is the evil that is among us. This is the evil. And if you guys don't pay attention, this is going to go right underneath your radar and things are going to happen. Let's go.
Clark. We'll go now to a question from Kat Lay, please.
Hi, thank you very much for this. I wanted to ask about the decision to highlight mpox and H5N1 in the report. Is it because they are the current most likely pandemic threats, or do they illustrate something else about preparedness and response? Why did you choose to highlight those two threats?
Really, both are very topical. And the response to them, not so impressive. It really does concern me that with the outbreak in DRC has not got access to a vaccine which exists. So what have we learned from COVID is really the answer. And I think we highlight these as current pandemic threats, which in the case of DRC obviously is actually materialised, and also on a smaller scale in South Africa, a different strain of mpox, to show that the worst could be around the corner. These should be.
Did you hear? The worst can be around the corner, so you know they're ready for another scamdemic. And if you guys fall for the next scamdemic, you guys are a bunch of fools, because they're right now telling you guys that they're getting ready for another one. Another one. Because this one didn't work out, because we couldn't submit everybody.
Don't think that pandemics is done and dusted for another century. It's not going
They're trying to push it for another century.
Between, like the flu of 1918 and COVID coming, we need to be prepared for something that could happen at any time and re-energize.
So if you guys don't know about the 1918, so the 1918 was a Spanish flu, okay? That's when this all started, was back when they started the Spanish flu. So if you guys did your investigation and did your research or whatever the case may be, however you guys do your research, if you guys don't know about the Spanish flu, look at what they did to the Spanish flu. They did the mask, they got everybody in line, everybody complied. Then we came to 2020 and they did the same thing. So how is 2024 going to be? Are we going to be a bunch of sheeple again?
Leaders around getting the right arrangements in place globally and nationally.
Thank you.
James is going to answer.
Can I go now to James Rokoski? James, please let us know also which
Yes, independent news. And my question is very simple. How do you recommend addressing vaccine hesitancy and the anti-vax movement?
So I think there needs to be a lot more thinking by our public health people about what messaging will most register with the public. And that means horses for courses. You know, I come from New Zealand, a country with a bicultural foundation and a very multi-ethnic population, as so many of our societies are. And what we know is the same messaging doesn't work for everybody. So you need to be working with the peer groups, with those which relate to different demographics, identify trusted figures in those communities who can be equipped with the knowledge to communicate basic and simple messages around the importance of vaccination. For example, with respect to the childhood diseases, and I'm very concerned that slippage we may get vaccination because of misinformation, disinformation.
Did you hear this?
So 101 is work with communities as they are. Don't think one size fits all messaging is going to work. It doesn't. But there will be trusted leaders within some communities of our societies who can provide authoritative information and be equipped to provide it and get through.
Thank you very much, Helen Clark. I'm going to go to a question also for help from an Indonesian journalist. A question in the chat basically asks, how can developing countries like Indonesia look up to other countries, for example, in the global north, in handling pandemic and potential pandemic outbreaks in the future? And I think what we're also hearing is, of course, these can emerge anywhere, and probably we can learn from each other. Helen Clark, back to you.
Yes, what I would say is that I would be looking to those in East and Southeast Asia who did respond to COVID rather effectively. And there's a range of countries which did. Singapore.
So if you guys don't know, remember what happened to Australia and China, right? When the pandemic happened, and then after the pandemic, and how what they did to the Australians, how they locked them up in their homes and they couldn't leave their houses. And also they got jailed if they didn't wear a mask or they did not comply with their rules and regulations. Okay. That's what happened in Australia. If you guys did not know what happened in Australia and China, that's what they were implementing on their citizens. So their citizens had no rights. Their citizens had nothing. Their citizens were forced to do all these things. The only reason why the United States did not, it's because we have a constitution. And obviously, a lot of us have done our research and are not sheeple. So a lot of us did not fall for the scandemic that they did last time. And it's pretty sad what they're trying to implement because they seen how many people submitted to what was going on, and which they're trying to do again. Which I'm hoping that nobody is, like, again, sheeple. And I'm going to keep on repeating that. Let's continue because we only have a little bit left.
A pretty good response they were on to Korea, but others were on to because of the experience of SARS and other wake-up calls, shall we say. So I wouldn't necessarily be looking to the global north. I think New Zealand, Australia both provides quite useful examples.
See how they're focusing on New Zealand and Australia? Because they're the ones that complied. They complied because they don't have any rights. If you look at their legislation in these places, okay, it's not for the people. It's for them. It's for the government. It's to control you. Okay? It's like, okay, so when I was growing up, I used to watch a lot of news, Spanish news, which was from Cuba, Colombia, Venezuela, all these third world countries. They're all communist countries. They're all dictated and they're all run by regimes. Okay? So these women and these children get abused, raped, and the kids get kidnapped to be part of the regimes. If you guys don't know, go do your own research. Okay? So this is what happens in these countries because of the dictatorship that happens. Look at China and look at what happened with the pandemic, period.
Close to home in Southeast Asia and North Asia, there are good examples too.
With us.
And the crazy thing about this is about how they say Asia
Around the world.
how they say Asia, because Asians are very compliant. Asians don't, ask questions. They just do what they're told. Just like a lot of those countries, they do what they're told and how they're told. Yeah, but it's crazy. Dude, they came to me. They came to my house and they told me, um, at the time, well, I was sick at the time, so I had like caseworkers or whatever, and coming to the house, and they said, hey, we want you to take this vaccine, da 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 da. But I did my research before that, and I told them no. And then I sent them all the information, and I didn't send them the patent, but I sent them the information about what was how the courts took it out in 2013, because they did submit it to the Supreme Court. You guys could look at the documentation. You guys could go do your own. I have all the documentation myself. I'm starting to lose my voice, so I can't be on that much. But I try to be on later. I'm trying to save my voice because I got to go see my doctor. I've been having a little bit of complications because obviously I'm still going through the healing process. And it's only been, what's today? Wednesday. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks exactly that I've been on this stupid brace. And I can't wait to get out of it. Like I said, I feel like a dog, confined. And I've been having panic attacks since I've had it on. So I've been taking it off for a few hours and then I put it back. But I'm afraid I'm going to mess up my neck and go back to surgery. So I've been trying to be a good person. I've been trying to be a good girl. And so God, it's just so hard. Because you've been so independent for so long and you're so used to doing everything. And then it just blows. It just blows. But yeah, that was the independent panel for that. But I want to show you part 2 of it, which plays the whole thing. And like I said, it's an hour and 1 minute, and it looks like it was part of a Zoom meeting because they did have a Zoom meeting. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update about what's going on, because I know I haven't posted it in a while, and also I haven't done any research, and I haven't digged up anything lately because I've been just trying to enjoy life. Like they say, you only live once. Yeah, you only live once. And especially the bullshit that I've been going through lately. Like, I just been enjoying life. Also, today was crazy. So I brought this Bible. And it's the Aramaic Bible. So, if you guys didn't know, Jesus spoke Aramaic. So I wanted to learn Aramaic. And because you know how languages change words. So I was like, if I read the Aramaic language, right, which is hard to read, I printed everything out. I want to learn it. And I know it's going to take a long time because it's an old language that is not spoken at all. But this gentleman that wrote this Bible, it's the Peshitta, it's translated. And his name is George M. Lamas. And he was raised in in Jerusalem, where Jesus was born. Okay? So, but hear this, it was crazy because I opened the Bible. I said, God, I need an answer today. Like, I need just like some guidance today. Um, so I did my prayers this morning. I did a little bit of meditation, and then I opened the Bible, and it came up to Psalms 147. So this is the Psalms that came up with Psalms 47, and it was pretty interesting. You guys can read it yourselves. It actually made a lot of sense of what I'm going through in my own personal life. You know what I'm saying? So, it was actually pretty nice to just open the Bible and to read it this morning before I came on live. And it just made me feel a little bit better. That's all. I don't know about you guys. I do read my Bible. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little clip that I did post. Like I said, I will come back later to show you the whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to do a reading today. I'm not sure. I want to actually enjoy the weather. It's going to be really hot today. I think we're going to picnic by the creek today. Me and the boys. We're going to just hang out over there. And just, hopefully they don't come back to the house. Like, what annoys me about my kids, it's like, yeah, I want to go. And then the little one, Keith, right? My little guy, the youngest, he always says, it's cold. Because the creek is cold. So, but he only stays for like not even a half hour. And I'm like, dude, so you make me, you pester me all day to go to the creek for you to stay only a half hour. But yesterday they actually stood 2 hours, which I was pretty shocked. And I ordered some food because it was too hot to cook. And my oldest son wasn't home, so I didn't have the help. So, and I know he was going to yell at me. So I just ordered out. Thank God for DoorDash. And actually they're, I don't know if they're Arabic or something, but it's halal. So it's blessed. The chicken that we buy is blessed. So I don't mind buying, a little fast food because it is blessed by them. So before they cut the meat and all that good stuff. So I know that we're eating good, and like I said, the food is blessed. So, but to be honest, I really want a slice of pizza, a nice good Italian sliced pizza. And then if I get to drive today, that's what I'm doing. I'm going specifically driving 40 minutes to where I work in town, and I'm gonna go get me some pizza with some wings, because that's what I want. I want pizza and wings. But yeah, so hopefully, like I said, all the documentation's on my Telegram. It's I can't even turn my neck, man. Where is this darn thing? So yeah, everything is on my Telegram. So like every documentation that you need about the WHO, about their plans, about the amendments, it's all on here. Like I said, I did all the homework for you guys. Well, not me, James did. So thank you, James, for doing the work, and I just downloaded it. But I also read the documentations too. But also, what helped me was when I went to Substack, to his Substack account, he actually explained the documentation and the wording, because you have to be aware of the wording, especially when people speak or make documentations. You have to look at the words, because they can mean one thing to you, but if you don't really know how to read documentation, like court documentations, you won't know what they're actually really saying. So, but yeah. So how's everybody, before I leave anyways? How's everybody's, what is today? I don't even know. Today's Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. So Dave, what's going on with you? What's going on, David? And, I love that name, The Glitch. We're just a glitch in the matrix. So David, what are you doing? You're on the roof? That scene must look really pretty, man. I'm gonna go out to the field later, and I'm just gonna go enjoy my scenery. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, really? You're out, you're you're climbing up the roof. Make sure you don't fall, because that would suck. Wow, that's a lot of square footage. I've noticed that I attract a lot of contractors, like as like people. It's pretty odd. You know what? I was thinking, David. Oh, it is a flat roof. Oh, so the flat roof is not bad. You know, the roofs that are pretty bad are the steel roofs. You know, the old steel roofs when they used to build them back in the 1900s, how they were like this, how they were slanted like this. Because I had an old house. It was built in the 1900s. And it was a steel roof. So it wasn't the roofs like they make now. That's because of your other shit. I'm done. But I can't wait to start wood carving again. Dude, I miss. So hold on, I'm gonna show you. So if you guys don't know, this is cedar. So this is cedar wood. And this cedar wood actually smells so good. Like, I can't wait to use it. Actually, my son came to me the other day. He's like, Mom, when are we going to wood burn again? So I think we're going to start wood burning again. But I first wanted to get clearance because I couldn't do, because I have a set of wood carving tools. So, and you have to press pressure. So I didn't want to put too much pressure, especially because of my neck. I don't want to damage my neck. I'm going to show you. It's starting to look better though. It's starting to look, there's no pus, no anything. Like, I can't wait to get it off. I had a pimple, I had a pop today. Freaking pimple. But right here, like, it's starting to dry up. It's starting to look good. So hopefully when we get my x-rays today, let's see how well it does. Hopefully I could take a a video real quick and see and show you where the disc is. I haven't seen it. So I'm going to start using these. And if you guys didn't know, when I moved into the house, right, there was a whole bunch of wood pieces and there was cedar. This is all cedar pieces. So if you in the front of my house actually has all cedar pieces, and this is part of the house. So they made siding from this, which I think it was a cool idea. It was a cool idea, but for long-term use, it's not a good idea due to the fact that because of the rain, because if you don't have a sealant and a protectant on it, it's going to rotten the wood because it's cedar. You know what I'm saying? Just like with pine or cherry oak. I love cherry oak. I love the smell of cherry oak. If I can build my house in cherry oak, I would build my house in cherry oak. That's all I gotta say. And actually, I want like a log cabin house. I don't really want like a modern home or anything. I want a log cabin house. Oh, it's called a cedar shack. Yeah, you could say my house is kind of like it, because my house was built back in 1930, back in World War II. So I live in an old farmhouse, and I believe this was like, this was owned from generations to generations until they finally sold it, which to my landlord, which he's been a resident of this area for many years. He owns most of the town, actually. It's a small town, but he owns most of the town. But so yeah, he did cedar siding. So yeah, like David said, is a cedar shack. They do still sell the siding, really? But I believe he cut his own because Um, I have a lot of maple in the backyard, which I'm hoping to rebuild the deck outside if the landlord lets me do it. Like if I can like have someone to cut the wood and do all that stuff. I want to because my porch is collapsing and he really doesn't want to do anything. But if I say, hey, look, I have some people to do it, and I look on YouTube and figure out how to, you know what I mean? Like I can help and cut the cost of, like if he can supply me with the wood, right? And I buy all all the other stuff like the nails. I have all the guns and like the screw guns and all that. I have like all the tools, not the other tools, because obviously you have to cut like the wood. You have to have the wood table. The what kind of table? I use it in wood class. Forgot what table you call it. You know what I mean. That cuts wood. And a sawzall, like a sawzall table, one of those sawzall tables. That's what I need. So we could cut the wood and we can make the planks really thick. But you're gonna need a lot of it, which we have enough wood to complete a deck. If he lets me build a new deck, because it's collapsing. And plus also, like, I want to do like a little mud room before you come in the house, because how they built it was like, you could tell they redid the whole upstairs and they redid the whole downstairs. Like they reformatted it because obviously it was a small farmhouse. So like in the ceiling, you could see the big bubbles, like where the stairs were at one time, and then they moved it to where it is now. Like if I showed you how it looks, but we're not going to do all that. It's like they didn't do the format the right way. Like it's weird. Whoever built the house, I don't know what they were on. I think they just wanted to get it done. You know what I'm saying? They just said, fuck it, let's just put it up. We need a house to move into. We need a farm. So yeah, I'm gonna start wood carving slash wood burning some of these again, which I missed. It was so strange because I was listening to Upchurch music last night, and usually when I do a wood burning video, I usually put his music on, and it's because of the frequency. He doesn't have certain frequencies like the other music does that you guys listen to, whatever you listen to, but he has specific frequencies in his music that doesn't bother my frequency. Like I can't listen to certain music anymore. Like I could listen to, but I can't listen to certain musics anymore. Like whatever frequency that I'm on, I just can't listen to it. Even like people, places, and things, I can't be in certain people, like around people. Yeah, dude, I want to go to his concert in August. I wanted to go in July, but with my neck, like obviously, me and my son were planning to go. I was gonna leave. I was gonna pay their teacher to watch them, their school teacher, to watch them for like 3 days because I was gonna leave. He was playing in Alabama, and I was gonna drive to Alabama, and I couldn't make it to Alabama. I was so mad. But August is coming. It's my birthday month, and I think it's the 16th of August, if I'm not mistaken. I really want to go see him. So I'm going to purchase, hopefully if God permits, the good Lord permits, I can go see him in concert, and I can record him and post it on my YouTube. Yeah, I can't be around people, places, and things anymore. That's why I live in the middle of nowhere. Even at my job that I work with kids, thank God I work with kids because I travel with them and I do like field trips with them. So what I do in my job, I do groups because how we bill is, if we bill as a group, we get paid more. And I don't look at it as money wise. I look at it like interaction, because these kids have, a lot of them don't have parents, don't have their moms and dads. They're usually raised by their aunts, their grandparents. So what I do, because I know how it feels. I was raised in the system all my life. I was born in the system and I was raised in the system, so I know how it feels. So what I do with them, I take them like to Dave and Buster's. We go to the museum. We go for hikes. They love going for hikes. So I keep them busy. And this year they're pretty bummed out right now because I can't go to work. And right now I need to take care of myself anyways. Because if I don't take care of myself, who's going to take care of me? That's all I gotta say about that one. So yeah, I want to go to Upchurch's concert in August, which I'm really praying, because I want my son to go, because I got my son into listening to Upchurch. And actually, I heard him bumping Upchurch the other day. Dude, you gotta see the new song he wrote on his YouTube. Dude, it was good. It was really good. I'm not gonna lie. He's one rapper that I would listen to all day if you let me. And actually, I want to get the HG, because it's HB, it's Holla Boy, right? But I want to get Holla Girl. And I want to get Holla Girl, and it says New York. Because when I take my SUV down there, because I'm going to take my SUV, I'm going to clean it up. But what I want to do is, I want to put HP and put New York. So, yes, us Holla Girls will help anybody. Yes, we do. We are creekers. I have a creek, so yes, we are creekers. We're country folks. We love our country. And I love my countrymen. They're just so nice. I love countrymen. Like when I lived in South Carolina, they were so nice. New Yorkers are such dickheads. Even the guys. A lot of guys from New York are stuck up, and they just whatchamacallit? They look for attention in the wrong places. And they pick I don't know, they pick some weird chicks. And the other thing is, with New York men, a lot of them, they feed their ego way too much. And just because they're cute or whatever, that they think that they could bag any chick. Okay, yeah, you can, but it's really how you are inside, not the outside. Because you could be, like I've said this multiple times, you could be the most prettiest woman, and you could be the biggest bitch. You could be the most handsomest, gorgeous man, and you could be the most biggest dick. Dude, that's why I'm single. I've been single for 8 years. And it's been don't get me wrong, it gets lonely sometimes, but I'd rather be alone than deal with shenanigans. I got my own shenanigans to deal with. I got my own problems to deal with. I got my own health issues to deal with. I'm not dealing with another child. I'm not doing it. I did it for 15 years. You think I'm going to waste another 15 years of my life? You must be out of your fucking rockers. Not happening. I am not spending another 15 wasted years of my life. The only thing I got great out of it was my kids. But a lot of lessons, and a lot of lessons. But yeah. Are you going to Upchurch's concert in August or July? Because I know he has a few in July before the baby's born. Like, I would love to date a Southern man. A nice Southern man. That has morals and that respects God. And that puts God first, you know what I'm saying? Because a man that doesn't put God first, that home is not a home, and it will never be a home. Because that foundation is already cracked. I put God first all the time. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got this far. That's all I gotta say. Alright. But alright, guys. I've been on for 15 minutes. I'm gonna leave. Dude, I lost so much weight, it's crazy. Excuse me. I'm down to, I think, I'll weigh myself today. I think I'm down to like 120 pounds. I was before, like in, what was it, March? I was 136. And now I'm 120. Which I like my weight, but I didn't want to lose it this way. Like, not eating and can't eat. That wasn't the plan. But you know what? It is what it is. It's still kind of hard to swallow, which sucks. But to be honest, I really want to look at the x-rays today to see how, like, how it was positioned and how it was screwed in. Because it was screwed in from the front, not from the back. So it was a disc. It was like this. They didn't show me, but I did like a lot of research before I got it done. So the disc is about like the same size as a regular disc from your neck. But it's steel with like a cushion type thing, right? So what it is they have four brackets. They have two in the front and they have two on the top and two on the bottom because that's the bone. You got your C6 bone and you got your C7 bone, right? So what they do is they attached the C6 and the C7. So they screwed it kind of like you're screwing like a fucking curtain on the curtain rod. It kind of looks like that. Like the top piece and the bottom piece looks like curtain rods, like the piece of a curtain rod where you screw it in the wall. That's what the hardware looks like. So that's what's holding my the two bones together with the disc. So the disc is slid in, but the screws are holding it in place. So that's why I can't do a lot of shit until that heals. So because if I lift something, it will, like, because it's still weak, it will break. And that's the last thing I need. It's not to just to be like this without a neck. It's not going for it. Not happening. But yeah, I'm doing better though. It feels great. I was in a really dark place for a whole week. Even like I was in class yesterday. Yesterday was Monday? No. I was in class on Monday. Because if you guys don't know, I'm going for my professional FPA, which is Family Peer Advocacy for the state of New York. So I'll be in the database for the state of New York to help children and families. It's after 4 years. It's been 4 years, God. So I'll finally get my professional. My last class is on the 27th of June. Thank God. I don't have to do it anymore. Into the next 2 years because I have to recertify every 2 years, which I'm okay with. But I've been in class for like 3 months already, and I'm kind of like over it. But the stories were really actually sad. Stories were really sad, especially me working in the field with these kids. Like I said, a lot of these kids don't have dads and moms. A lot of them are raised by their grandparents, their aunts, their uncles, and it's really sad. It's really sad, but it is what it is. And yes, sometimes I do bring my work home, and it's because my PTSD kicks in from my own stuff, from like my own childhood. So I'm still working on that too, guys. We're all working on it. But yeah, so I'll be back later if I can. Like I said, it's going to be a hot day today. I want to be outside with the kids. Stay hydrated. It's supposed to be really humid today. And if you can, take a cool shower later before you go to bed. And yeah. So we'll talk soon. I'll be back. I'll give you a part 2. I'm just as interested as you guys. I'm staying on top of it. And I think I'm the only one that is reporting it out of all the tarot readers / Lightworkers / whatever you want to call us. I'm the only one reporting on what's going on with the UN and the WHO. So, but I'll keep you guys posted on it as best as I can with the information that I have. And like I said, everything is on Telegram. All the documentation, all the proof is on Telegram. Just download it. Print it. I have stacks and stacks of research. Like this much. Like this much. Like you could create a novel. Like the Hunger Games. Shit. Like the story keeps on continuing. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah. So please like, subscribe, share, comment. Also, please press the notification button so each time I post, you'll get notified. Also, check me out on my other platforms, my Telegram, my YouTube, my Rumble, and here on YouTube. And David, don't fall off the damn roof. Thank God it's flat. Pay attention. It ain't gonna be me. It won't be me. Like, I'll put up a wall. I'll do all that stuff. Like, because I used to work for a contractor before, but I've lost some skills throughout my way. So I don't really have to, but I do it for fun. I like to work with my hands for fun, you know. Like I said, I'm going back to inventing something. I don't know. Actually, I might do one tonight. I don't know. Like I said, I gotta get clearance. I can't do shit until I get clearance. So let me just shut up and move along. All right, my kid is calling. They just woke up. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Yes, babes. Oh my goodness, you got